The following broadcast is a presentation of iRacing Motorsport Simulations live on PTRTV. We'd like to thank all of our partners for their support.
He may get the run on the outside, off of the back straightaway. 26 and Hallmark trying to go 3 wide. No one's with them.
Talking and bobbing and weaving down the back straightaway, looking for a way around. The 5 machine trying to take a look underneath the 3 car. He's going to dive in down to the bottom. A huge move down to the bottom of the racetrack.
Back bumper. Can anything happen through the tri-oval? Walker Thomas to the inside. Here he comes to the outside. Side by side through the tri-oval. The 14. It's going to be a photo finish to the line. Who's going to get it?
Walker Thomas. Machine coming out of turn number 4. Tiller looking to go 3 wide, almost 4 wide. He's going to try to look for a gap. Bobbing and weaving for the lead down through the tri-oval.
Photo finish.
2 by 2. The 65 gets the win.
Welcome, race fans, back to PTRTV on LSRTV for tonight's coverage of the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series, the American Sim Racing Series, tonight on Tuesday. Thanks for spending your night with us here on the channel for this race. We are at the Chicagoland Speedway. It is the Driven Designz 125 80 laps here around this speedway tonight. We will be watching some exciting racing in the NASCAR Camping World Truck Series. Bringing you the calls tonight is myself, Corey Silva. I have Evan Black with me, and then we have Joe Chris behind the scenes. Evan, this is definitely a fun track. It's a fun track to race. It's a fun track to call. What are you looking for in tonight's race?
Yeah, this track, it's probably my favorite mile and a half out there, and it's going to be very multi-groove racing. You should be able to run pretty much anywhere on this racetrack, the bottom, middle, top, wherever you need to run to make it fast. You should be able to run there, and there should be also a little bit of a draft going on for these trucks.
Yeah, these guys will be all over the track. A lot of bumps here at Chicago. It is on its original pavement that dates back towards 2001. So we have yet to see any kind of repavement, so you'll see these drivers bumping and swerving all around the bumps. The groove will presumably move up a little bit, so that'll help with the side-by-side. Maybe even some 3-wide racing we'll see as things do progress later on in the race. But qualifying, as I thought was over with, is apparently still underway. Brandon Kreutz in the 93 on track when pretty pretty sure the track is closed right now, but maybe
he's out there just practicing his pit entry.
Okay, well, he has justified reason on the track then, but Ronnie Osborne, new name on the top of the board, and Chris Owens, Mark Emerson, top 3 drivers, not usually the top 3 we see here on the qualifying order, and a name that is going to be missing in tonight's race is Devin Serra. If you saw last week's broadcast, which got a lot of publicity from what happened, he is parked for tonight's race after his move to get by Jared Mogard for the win. So that is definitely something that these guys will have to take note of and how their racing conduct will have to take place.
Yeah, he was kind of used as the example, so hopefully some people will learn to not do that.
To quote Randy Chenwith from Race Spot TV, he licked the stamp and sent it, and he just got sent to ASRS prison for the week. So we'll see how that affects the point standings. As well, Evan, let's talk about the point standings here while we have a second.
Yeah, leading the points right now, we have Brian Yazek, which he is here. Looks like he's going to be starting in 10th here tonight. Jared Mogard in 2nd. Jason Stewart in 3rd. Devin Serra in 4th, but he's going to drop back here since he is not going to be racing here tonight. And Nicholas Curling in 5th.
Yeah, but then Sam Maxwell, Mitch Brown, Tom Gianni, Jordan Ashland, and Joseph Seville round out the top 10, but that is the end of qualifying. These drivers are assembling themselves onto the starting lineup, so let's bring it to you. The PTRTV on LSRTV starting lineup here for the Driven Designz 125 at the Chicagoland Speedway. On the pole here tonight with a lap time of 31.352 is Ronnie Osborne, the number 53. Congratulations offered to him on that lap. Then we have Chris Owens outside of the front row. In P3 is Mark Emerson, Jordan Ashland in the 4th spot, Jared Mogard, who trying to redeem himself after getting taken out there on the last lap. He is in 5th, and then series sponsor Sam Maxwell in 6th. Row 4 is Nick Curling and Tim Knott.
And then rolling off in 9th, we have Clarence Bonner, Brian Yazek to his outside, Jared Haggerty in 11th, Tyler Seville in 12th, Mitch Brown in 13th, Robbie Baskins in 14th, Zach Kelly in 15th, and Troy Hayden 16th, Corey.
And then we have Mark Cohn, Andy Veltman in 18th, Michael Krobik in 19th, Brandon Kreutz in 20th, our PTRTV commentator. Brandon Boyd in 21st, Jason Stewart in 22nd, and then we have Kevin Mingus and Robert Hill Jr. starting P24.
And then 25th, we have John Kennedy, 26th, Kurt Quist, 27th, Pete Baskins, 28th, Jay Graves Jr., then Scott Smith, Justin Rector, Tommy Gossett, and Tommy Cannon in 32nd.
Yep, and then Jim Foose in 33rd, league owner, Kenny Baker in 34th, and we have Scott Holler and Trevor Brownlee. Do have to say that I'm not quite positive which of the drivers at the end of the grid here did not make it in. There are locked-in drivers, but they're only
the top 36.
Do we have lock-ins in this race, Evan, or is it just 36 on speed?
There are lock-ins, but no one from 37th on back are
in the race.
Oh, yeah.
All right. So that what I just said there. So what's the weather conditions here tonight? Well, actually late afternoon. At least that is the time of day. But on the track, 82 degrees in the air temp, 93 degrees in the track temp, and then 62% humidity and about just under a 3-mile-an-hour north wind, which again, that's not even really worth mentioning. So we are rolling off the start-finish line here, going for one pace lap around Chicagoland Speedway. Again, it's going to be a pretty quick race. 84 laps is the scheduled distance, so if this goes green, we'll be having just under an hour's worth of activity here tonight. Want to thank everyone for tuning in to PTRTV on LSRTV for tonight's coverage of the race. Make sure you like and subscribe to LSRTV if you have not done so, and check us out on PTRTV. We still got some content up there that you might be interested in checking out. So we come down the newly branded Brant backstretch here at Chicagoland Speedway on iRacing into 3 and 4. And Evan, how about you get us underway tonight?
Yeah, coming through turns number 3 and 4 now. Ronnie Osborne is going to be leading this field to the green for the first time tonight at Chicago. 62 of Chris Owens will be on his outside. Mark Emerson will be behind that 53 and the 27 behind the 62. Coming through 3 and 4 now. Getting to come out of turn 4, waiting for the pace car to pull down into pit road. And there it goes, now waiting on Ronnie Osmer to get us underway here at Chicago. And there he goes, we are underway here at Chicago.
Yes, we are. Green flag is in the air, and we speed off into corner number 1. The advantage to Ronnie Osmer getting the whole shot, entering corner number 1 as everybody speeds off in there, getting themselves up to speed. Bottom line is prevailing up top. Chris Owens drops back to 4th, 5th, and heading back there on the top line.
Yeah, it seems like in these restarts, or starts and restarts, you do not want to be on the outside as the top 3 just kind of pulled away there. Jared Mogard now going for that 2nd position over Mark Emerson down into 3 and 4. We'll see if Mogard can make that bottom lane work here. They're going to be side by side down the front straight. We'll see how if they can get the settle out down into 1 and 2.
All the way down to the apron there, the flat. That's going to be something that gives you a little bit of time, but you're going to have to merge back on the track safely. That could cause problematic. But so far it's good, and problems have already presented themselves. Let's see what's going on here. We have a couple people on the grass. That's Michael Krobik in the 72. Trying to find the cause of caution. Oop, there we go. It is the 1 of Mark Cohn and the 87 of Kenny Baker into issues. So let's go on to the replay here quite early in this race and see what happened. See, Cohen in the 1. Well, he got into the 46. That's Robbie Baskins. Robbie Baskins just loses the truck and then ends up getting into the 72 of Krobik. That sent him through the grass. But then who is that? That is I want to say that's the 87 machine. Yeah, that was Kenny Baker. We'll see what he got involved in, because that was very delayed into that wreck. Look, there it is. He got loose, jamming on the brakes in the middle of the corner there, trying to avoid the 1. And that didn't work out for him, so under caution here, and pits will be open. But I mean, as I like to say, we didn't even wear the stickers off the tires yet, so can't imagine that we will have any pit stops.
Yeah, Canada 4 now. We'll see if anyone does decide to come down pit road. I'd say most will only do so if they do have damage. See a few further back in the pack coming down.
It looks like Tyler Seville, the first one to come down, and one of very few. Obviously, the only other drivers on the pit road, we have Jason Stewart, last season's champion, and maybe about 6 or 7 trucks at the tail end of the field. Obviously, that is I mean, at that point, if you're all the way in the back already, I mean, getting a fresh set of tires isn't going to hurt anything if you don't have much to lose from it. So Ronnie Osmer, remember, he had a good run at Gateway last week. He ended up finishing on the podium. He was, I think it was in 4th or 5th, but due to the events that occurred on the last lap, got himself a podium. He is still in the 1st position. Ronnie Osmer, 27th in points right now, so he could use a good run. However, he has not run a full schedule, which, well, that would explain why he's all the way back there in points. So he's just running for fun, maybe running for experience, maybe gonna go at it next season, see what he can do with these drivers. Jared Mogard is 2nd in points, 7 behind Brian Yazik, Mogard in P2. Brian Yazik, he is still in 10th position.
So if it keeps up like this, it could be a pretty good points day for Mogard.
But something that we do know about Brian Yazik is we don't look for Brian Yazik to shine early in the race. He's one that saves his stuff, is usually pretty methodical and patient. So I'm not quite worried about that 55 yet. I know he'll get himself up there as the race progresses, but Mike's still on the pace car, so at least 2 more laps of pacing here tonight.
So Corey, what do you think the fuel window is going to be here tonight? I'd say they could probably do it on just a 1 stop.
Yeah, I think that would be the call to make, Evan, is we know how these 1.5 miles are. Usually, as we saw at Sonoma last night in the road course side of things, a 2 pit stop race was not going to work, and that totally changed the strategy of some drivers. But here, I think you're going to want to make that additional pit stop and get the tire advantage rather than staying out and running the fuel load dry.
I would think you just want to split it up around lap 42 or so, come down pit road. Are you thinking there might be a 2-stop strategy here, Corey?
If it goes green, let's think of it this way. We know we could probably go about 50 laps on fuel, but I mean, you could do it as a 1-stop, or at that point, like you said, Evan, split the race, maybe come around lap 42, or maybe come around lap 27 and then maybe around lap 55 and maybe do 2 30-lap runs and I think it all depends on the tire wear. We haven't been here at Chicago on this new build on iRacing. I'd have to imagine, though, that the tire wear is still going to be rather drastic, maybe a couple seconds later in the run. So we'll see what is the call. We'll see how the yellow flags fly here tonight as we are concluding this one. Lights out on the pace car, so one more lap. They'll get doubled up, stacked up, and ready to go back. Green flag racing.
Ronnie Osmer still in the lead. Jared Mogart up to second after starting fifth, only a few laps into this race. Mark Emerson still in third, and Chris Owens back in the fourth position. It's coming up turn number 2, getting ready to go down the Brant stretch here.
I have a feeling that you like it as the Brant stretch, knowing your old paint schemes you used to run.
And it's just fun saying Brant stretch.
Brant stretch, not the back stretch.
The Brant stretch.
There it is. Nice to see iRacing touching up some of these older tracks, getting some of the decals more up to date, which is good to see, and I'm sure the appropriate sponsors are fond of that as well as we come through corner number 3 and soon to be corner number 4 at Chicagoland. Let's see if we can get a better start, get these guys racing and put on a show for everybody here tonight as we come through corner number 4. Ronnie Osborne, the control truck, to the inside. Jared Mogart to the outside. And then we have Mark Emerson and Chris Owens in row number 2. Pace car takes the hard left into pit lane. Osborne will go at his own discretion. That discretion is right now. We're back racing at Chicago.
Good start for that 53, but not a very good start for Mogart as the 22 of Emerson is still going to be on his inside here down into 1 and 2. We'll see if the 22 is going to clear, so the 00 are going to be able to drop in behind him and not lose any more spots there. 62 of Chris Owens is dropping back. Yeah, Sam Maxwell on his inside. It looks like he's going to fall back to at least the 5th position. Yeah,
Sam Maxwell, another driver in this series who runs a lot better than his results show. We'll see what he can do here tonight, but as you said, Chris Owens not being able to take advantage of that outside yet on these newer tires as they wear. That may come into fruition for him. See everybody conga lining around the inside of the racetrack against the apron.
Yeah, it seems like pretty much all mile and a halves here in the truck series. You want to be on the bottom 4 of the starts and restarts, but as it kind of runs and the tires wear, you can kind of start changing your lane a little bit. I think we'll see that here in around 15-20 laps. These drivers starting to kind of change their lines up.
Yeah, I would mostly expect that in 1 and 2. I think you'll see these drivers run on the fence, at least a couple of them, but here comes Mogart trying to get that second spot back. He's to the inside of Mark Emerson down the front straightaway as we enter corner number 1. I think the inside is still going to prevail, but let's see what the 22 can do up top. Mogart to the inside. Here comes the 22 getting that bite up on the top. He should be able to get the momentum if he keeps it out of the wall. He doesn't do that. Gives the 00 the edge, and here comes Maxwell.
Now Maxwell going to slot into the 3rd position right behind Jared Mogart. Now the 62 of Chris Owens trying to get by that 22 of Emerson out of turn number 4 now. I don't think Owens is going to be able to get there. 22 shuts the door, so he's going to hang on to the 4th position for now.
And then we go a little bit further back after that contact. We have a couple positions going on. We have the 2 is that to the inside. That's Chris Owens taking a look to the inside of Mark Emerson. And then Brian Yazik trying to make some noise. He is trying to look underneath Jordan Ashland in the 27. This is a battle going on right now, 7th, 8th, and 9th, with Nick Curling involved as well.
Yazik trying to get down underneath Ashland, but Ashland's trying to get underneath Curling. So where is Yazik going to go now? Is he going to fall behind that 90 or the 45 of Curling or the 27 of Ashland? Looks like right now he's going to fall behind the 45 now, getting behind the 27. Down on that inside lane, trying to get underneath that 45 as the 27 is going to slide up in front of him. No, he's going to leave the door open, so the 45 is going to get the run down the back.
Yes, he does. The 45 is going to try to get that run on the top side of the track. We already see some drivers starting to move up, running that upper groove here at Chicagoland. Yazik trying to go to the inside, and you can see that's where the upper groove prevails on corner exit. Yazik just does not have the momentum as the 45, the only one to actually stay on the racetrack there on the front straightaway.
So now the 27 of Ashland into 7th, trying to get by that 6 of Haggerty. Is now the 22 of Emerson trying to hold off that 62 of Owens. And Haggerty going underneath Owens now down into 3. Almost contact there. That's close with the 6 and the 22.
Yeah, Jared Haggerty trying to feather trying to thread the needle there rather through 3 and 4. Did not happen. Here comes a 22, wash up the track a little bit. Look at this racing here. The 22 washes the 62 up the track in the tri-oval there. He does give him some space. Is Haggerty going to go for a 3 wide? He thought about it for a brief moment, drops back in line 62, still trying to squeeze in on the top of the 22.
Now it seems like that top lane is starting to come in a little bit for that 62 of Owens. If you can pinch him down enough, it looks like he's going to clear for the spot. Is the 22 going to fight back on the bottom? Out of turn 4, he's still at his quarter panel, but the 62 has the momentum down the front and should clear down into 1 and 2.
You can really see the discrepancy there of drivers using the apron, drivers staying on the racetrack, and they have to merge back on the track, and here they go. They're going to go 3 wide nearly. No, the 6 doesn't have the momentum. 22 will get the run up top. He'll have a really good run. That'll take him underneath the 62. No, he'll choose to stay in line, choose to bump draft him down the back stretch, the Brant stretch.
Owens now slotting into 4th as there's still the gaggle right behind them with the 6 and the 27 side-by-side for the 6th position. Down the front stretch, it looks like the 6 of Haggerty still has the position at the line. We have a
battle for the lead as while this is all going on, Evan. 00 Mogar takes it to the top of the track here in 1 and 2. He's going to use that momentum as that upper groove has come in, as you said. And then here he goes, lead chain, 00 back to the front.
He made it look easy there, as there's still that gaggle going on from 4th on back.
And look at him, and this is just bringing more and more trucks into the picture here. We have at least 10 trucks that are now in this pack, as you will. Chris Owens trying to pull away. Brian Yazik trying to gain these positions. And then who do we have there behind him? That's still Nick Curling trying to make something happen. And Mitch Brown getting ready to get into this mess.
Look how high Chris Owens is running just by himself. He's not trying to get around anyone. He was up there in the 3rd lane through 1 and 2. He's trying to get that run down the back, and it's working for him for now, at least.
Yeah, he's running maybe the 2nd lane as we're on board with him now. He's running the 2nd lane through 3 and 4, but let's see if he'll do it while we're on board with him. Usually that's when drivers choose to do the opposite of what we're expecting. He will come into 1 and 2, and yep, he's going to Larson it, but you could see here ahead of him, so is Mogard and so is Maxwell.
Yeah, it seems like it's taking about 10-15 laps for these tires to come in, or for that upper lane to come in once the tires get worn out enough. But Brian Yazik trying to work up through the field. He's back in the 6th position, or 7th, trying to get 6th, side by side with Jordan Ashland now. Down the front stretch, Ashland is going to have the run. Not going to be able to clear him, but he's going to have the advantage at the stripe. See her down into 1 and 2. If Yazik can make that bottom line work, it's down the top line. It's starting to come into play a little bit. Yeah, see here through 1 and 2, but the 27's going to get bogged down up in that top lane from the 62 as the 62 gets in the wall.
Yeah, he was Larsoning it, and we know how it works for Larson. Sometimes he pancaked the wall. That cost him some momentum. Here comes Haggerty in the 6, diving into the inside in corner number 3 and 4. Yazik following him. 27 of Ashland is behind the 62 up top there. Pace lap formation, taking lap 18, and look at them side by side behind us as well. 2 by 2 by 2.
A lot of action going on here at the Chicagoland Speedway, down into 1 and 2. 6 backing off early, trying to get that run on corner exit. But the 62, he got the run through 1 and 2. We'll be able to carry it down the back straightaway. He will clear that 6, but now the 27 of Ashland to the outside of the 6. So Haggerty's still stuck on that bottom.
Yeah, it's just funny how things change. You want to be right on that white line. Now you don't want to be there at all. The 62 seems to be holding these guys up. He's definitely holding the 27 up on the high side. He's not getting those runs that he was getting, but he is managing to hold off the 6 for now. But that 27 must be getting pretty impatient right now.
6 is getting a little bit tight in front of that 27. It's the 62 getting really high up into the wall there out of turn 2. How did no one hit him there?
They're 3 wide for a brief moment. 62 finally falls victim to that outside wall as he drops back. I think he has a pretty decent contact from that, maybe some damage to boot. But look at Brian Yazik. He's in 4th now. He's gotten through this whole jungle.
I wonder if he's been saving his... We got a wreck on the front stretch. Brandon Kreutz.
I was going to say, take a guess. But Brandon Kreutz around in the 93. Let's see how this came about. Roots got hit by the 94 and then a little bit of connection issues, but I don't think that was the root of the issue. Go back a little bit closer. I think we're going to have to go on board with the 94, if you can just verify the number for it, Evan. It is, yes, Kurt Quist. Want to see what he saw. You can see he's coming really quickly to the back bumper, and I can't tell if Brandon got loose. I can't tell if there was contact, and I can't tell if it was connection issues. I think it was kind of...
I think it's connection issues. It was probably all three.
Yeah, it was a triple play of negativity that took Brandon Kreutz presumably out of the... maybe not out of the race, but out of any sort of competition. And this is right at a window, Evan, where I feel like if they ran about maybe 8 more laps, I think we may have seen some green flag stops. But this is going to put us in a window where it's going to be a stop right now, and then most certainly there's going to be another pit stop after this one.
Yeah, there's no way they can go 60 laps to the end. We think probably about 50 laps is the maximum they can run, I would say.
Yeah, maybe mid-50s at the max, but you'd be killing it so hard on tires at that point. I don't even think they would be justified either way to do that. But here everyone comes to the attention of their crews. We know that sometimes it is easy to overshoot the box, as Jared Mogard just did that. And Nick Curling as well. I don't know if Chicagoland and Chris Owen, I don't know if Chicagoland has extra small pit stalls or what the case is, but 3 drivers overshooting their pit box. Here comes Brian Yazik. Yazik's going to come out of pit road in the 2nd spot.
So you remember how we were just talking about him 20 laps ago about him being in 10th, and I was wondering what was wrong?
You said what was wrong.
That's why I said I was wondering what was wrong.
Okay, yes, you said that. I had absolutely no concern whatsoever. We do have the blue cone here at Chicagoland, the new iRacing blend cone, so required that you stay on the apron until that line, until that cone, which you are free to merge back into the racing line. Zach Calloway scored as the leader only because he did not actually come to a stop last time. He just drove through the pits. I don't even think he actually got a lap led for that. So just a little bit of TV time there for Zach Calloway. So there you go, buddy. But Ronnie Osmer back up front.
Yeah, Osmer back in the lead. Yazik up to 2nd. Maxwell still in 3rd. Mogard in 4th, and Ashland in 5th.
Yep, so 2nd caution of the night. And Brandon Kreutz cause of the 2nd one. And where did Mogard fall? Mogard fell to 4th on that, so he's going to have to get through the 53, the 55, and the 00.
He is the 00.
Well, he's going to have to get through himself. I don't think that's going to be too much of a concern. But he's going to be on the outside, Evan, and we know that at least on the initial start in the first couple laps off the restart, that's not really where you want to be.
Yeah, he's going to have to try his best to get down to the bottom. He just needs to hope. I think Maxwell does not get a good start, and he can drop down in front of him.
Yeah, just maybe find that gap, get back to the inside, and then just pray that by the time that happens, he's either in the same spot or just not further back. Give you a quick top 10 rundown right now. Ronnie Osmer is the leader. Brian Yazik in 2nd. Sam Maxwell in 3rd. Jared Mogard in 4th. Jordan Ashland in 5th. And we have Jared Haggerty in 6th. Mark Emerson in 7th. Clarence Bonner in 8th. Troy Haight in 9th. And then Nick Curling rounding out your top 10, as we are now 25 laps into this race, working on that lap as we speak. Getting ready here, lights out on the pace car. Everybody getting doubled up, stacked up, ready to go racing one more time. Coming down through corner number 2, and here we come down the Brant stretch. Kind of fun to say once you get the hang of it.
I know, that's what I'm saying. Brant stretch. It's just fun to say. So Corey, when do you think we're going to see them come down for the final stops? Probably starting in around 20 more laps. Probably around lap 40-ish, we'll see a few guys coming down.
If it goes green that far, and I think it's going to be a risky call, though. We know yellow flags aren't unheard of at any time, so it's going to be a risky call coming down early, because you're going to have to really be wary over that potential yellow flag. That is, of course, the fun part of racing. We never know what's going to happen till it happens. But Here we come through corner number 3. We're now in corner number 4. We're getting ready for yet another restart here tonight. Pace car takes the hard left into pit lane. When will Osberg get this race underway? There he goes on the loud pedal back racing. Jacek didn't get going at all that time. Here comes Mogard bump drafting him.
Yeah, Mogard is going to maybe be able to drop down in behind the 98. We'll see her down in 1 and 2. Mogard going to drop down behind him, so that leaves the 55 of Jacek all alone up there as far as the top 5 is concerned in that outside lane. We'll see if he can drop down behind Mogard here down the Brandt stretch. Does not look like he's going to be able to.
No, he's not, but he's going to try his best anyways. He's going to try to get clear of the 55. 55 is working the top of the racetrack very well. He'll keep that momentum built up. Will he be able to stay door to door? The answer to that question is yes. What will happen is now Jared Haggerty pushing the back, well, pushing right behind the 55 of Jacek.
See her through 1 and 2 if Mogard can clear. There he goes. Now Jacek going to try and get down. He's going to be able to.
Yep, and I thought he had a crossover in mind. That wasn't the case, but Jared Haggerty really pushing the back bump of the 55. That little bit of draft you were talking about, Evan. But Jacek chooses to do nothing with that momentum, falls back into line. 27 of Jordan Ashland all over the back of Haggerty. Does nothing with that momentum, but still a gaggle of trucks behind this.
Corey, right now, everyone is over the back bumper of everyone.
That is
how packed up it is.
Yeah, look at as we go through the pack. There are 3 wide here with Haight, Bonner, and Curling. And just looking through the pack, everyone is just all over the place making these moves. 2-3 wide racing we are seeing. Excellent stuff here at Chicago.
That's why Chicago is such a fun track in this truck. It's all stacked up and just a ton of side-by-side racing here.
But it's not just a draft block track. It does take skill. It does wear out. It does get difficult, which just adds to that kind of extra element to the racing. Curling to the top in the 45. He is above the number 13 of Clarence Bonner. He's going to try to clear him. He will clear him just. Now he's going to take a hard look to the inside of Troy Haight. Try to dive it in corner number 3 to the bottom of the track. That 45 machine. He'll dive it on in there, but he's not going to clear. Haight is going to try to get that run and fill the hole in up top. He does do that. They remain side by side.
Haight is still not going to get at the line though, so that means the 45 should be able to clear down into 1 and 2. We'll see here. Going right down to that white line, and he has cleared. Is he going to be able to slide up in front of the 20? Yes, he will. Will Haight try a crossover? Yes, he will.
Yeah, the racing is not going to give up quite yet. Haight is going to try to make that bottom line work, which starts to go away quicker and quicker as the race progresses, as the heat builds up on the bottom of the racetrack. That's when those drivers want to move up. But here comes the 45, still making it work. Bonner trying to help the 28 with a little bit of draft to the inside. It's going to happen to 1 and 2.
Haight trying to get back down to the bottom now. Clarence Bonner is outside through 1 and 2. We'll see if that 13 can hang on up there. It's going to be close, but he still is at his right rear quarter panel. Down into 3 and 4 now. We'll see if Bonner can clear him using that upper lane. Through 3 and 4, they're still side by side out of 4. Who's going to be able to hang on and clear for the spot? No one.
Yep, these drivers remain door to door, but we go closer to the front of the pack right now. We see a battle going on for second. I believe it is Maxwell losing the spot to Mogard.
But Maxwell's fighting back on that outside, and it's going to clear him down the back.
Yeah, he will get the momentum from the top of the track. He will clear. Will he try to shut the door? He will shut the door on him, so I'm assuming anyways that Maxwell's hanging on to second. It could be reversed. I'm not positive, to be honest. But Osmer still out to about a 3/10 of a second lead, and Brian Jacek, who got that horrible start from second on the restart, trying to get back to these guys and gain those spots back.
We have Mitch Brown and the 94 Kurt Quist side by side back in the 11th and 12th position. Quist currently holding on to it and is going to hang on to it. He cleared him out of 2 and down the back. And they're still side by side right in front of them with Bonner and Haight. Well, they're not side by side anymore.
Yeah, Bonner all the way to the inside of the track. Troy Haight up top as Haight goes all the way to the bottom. Rather, Bonner, excuse me. Bonner is side by side with Quist at the moment, entering corner number 1. He really didn't have a good entry to corner number 1 all the way against the bottom of the track. That kills his momentum through the center of the corner. There goes Quist over on the top of the racetrack. There goes Mitch Brown. Bonner down 2 spots.
It's kind of at this point in the run where that top starts to come in about 10 laps in. It seems like at least, as Mogard once again trying to get by Maxwell. I think Maxwell may have got the wall out of 4. So he lost a lot of momentum there. That's going to allow Mogard to maybe clear. He got a little bit loose, come back up on the track. He's not going to be able to clear him. He's going to try, though, but
look
Maxwell
at
using that top.
Yazik right against the white line there. He gained some time doing that. I think Yazik saved his right front, kept that bottom groove in his back pocket if he needs to run it a couple times. Here comes Mogard sending it into corner number 3. And he will pull door to door, but again, the momentum off the corner is what's important. Will the 00 be able to have enough of it? Answer to that question is no.
Mogard now sliding out to the top of the track, and Yazik trying to get by him down on that bottom lane through 1 and 2. See if that bottom lane can caution now on the speedway.
Let's see what happened here. It looks like it is Jason Stewart and Brandon Kreutz again. Second time Kreutz has been in something tonight, but let's go back on replay and try to find the cause of it. Looks like 78 was sideways.
He got into the wall out of 4.
Stephen Trombley, that is. He was battling the 114. It looks like he just got a little bit loose, put himself in the wall, into the tri-oval barrier. Kreutz just lost it. I mean, I don't know what happened. I think maybe just out of avoidance lost it. And then we have the 60 of Brandon Boyd. We have the 7 of Jason Stewart. So a whole bunch of residual spins based off the original contact of the 78. And who is that smoking right there, trying to get his lap back at the moment, but this will lead to another set of pit stops, presumably 14 laps into the run.
So this could be the last pit stops. They should be able to make it to the end from here.
Yeah, I'm pretty certain that will be the case, and I don't see there being enough time, as there's only going to be 44 laps to go, and I can't really fathom splitting that under green flag circumstances, so without the help of a caution, this will be a long run to the checkers. But here everyone comes down pit road, seeing if everyone can nail their pit stops. Remember, we saw a couple drivers slide through their pit stall last time. Maxwell botched his entry. You can see how close he was to the inside. Jared Mogard botches his entry as well. Second time that 00 has missed his pit box.
Yeah, Maxwell just now getting into his stall, so that's going to cost him quite a few spots there.
Here comes Yazik. Yazik will exit pit road in second. That didn't work for him last time, as we saw. Chris Owen stays on the racetrack. Remember, he was the original user of the Larson line earlier in the race. Hit the wall a couple times in the process, but he will stay out, try maybe to get a bonus point. But we're going to take this opportunity to go to a side-by-side break, and we'll be back with you guys for the restart, so stay with us.
When I was 16 years old, I was working in a Goodyear tire store, and my boss actually built an old dirt car, street stock Monte Carlo. Went with him one night, fell in love with it. It was a hell of a race, hell of a party, and a big fight afterwards. I was like, this is it. This is it for me. It wasn't long after that, I was driving an old 78 Camaro out of the weeds at that guy's farm. We pulled that thing out and made a race car out of it and blew it in. You know, I think a driver has more to do with the equation going back and racing dirt, whether it's a modified, a late model. You can do more with the race car. You know, the harder you drive it, a lot of times, the better it goes. You can crawl up on that wheel and feel like you made the difference at the end of the night. Asphalt car, you can't overdrive them. Well, that was the first thing that I had to learn right off the bat is, oh my gosh, I've got to discipline myself, not overdrive this thing, and that's how you get the most out of it. Truth be told, communicating the right information to your crew and your crew chief so they can do their job and make their appropriate adjustments for you to go faster and do your job is probably 90% of the game in our world. I've always loved late models. You know, my dream was to be a late model driver driving for a living across the country like Daryl and Don do that drive for me. I mean, that was, truth be told, that was my dream, you know. I always wanted a semi. I always wanted a stacker trailer with 2 hot rods in it, and let's go racing. Let's take off with your buddies and go race and chase that dream. Never in a million years did I think it would turn into a Cup Series, and I actually have an opportunity to own 2 dirt late model teams. When you think of iRacing, you don't think of a video game. It's not. It's way above and beyond any of that. You know, dirt racing changes so much. The track changes so much. Being able to capture that, you know, experience all those details that surround dirt racing and make dirt racing what it is what makes iRacing so cool, because they did nail all of that. I knew when they came to our shop and scanned cars and went to the detail of getting that car right.
And welcome back to PTRTV on LSRTV. This is Driven Designz 125. Chicagoland Speedway just completed another caution flag. We had some stops, but Ronnie Osmer is still the leader of the race. Brian Yazik in second, and row 2 is Mark Emerson and Jordan Ashland. So Evan, get us going yet again.
Coming out of turn number 4 now, waiting for the pace car to pull down into pit road. And there goes, now waiting on Ronnie Osmer, and there he goes. We're back underway here at Chicago.
Yes, we are, and Yazik got going a lot better than he did last time. He did not lose more than 1 spot, at least at the moment anyways. Here comes Ashland underneath. We know how detrimented that outside is on the start, but Yazik will fall into P3.
Mark Emerson falling back in the outside lane. Looks like the 6 of Haggerty is going to get by him. Now Haggerty taking a look underneath Yazik down into turn number 3 and 4. It's almost contacted. That was close through 3 and 4, but looks like the 6 is going to be able to get the position out of 4. He has that bottom lane, which is what he needs to get by him, and he's going to clear him maybe.
Slow truck
right in front of him.
Yeah, slow truck to the top. That's Stephen Trombley. Here we go. Troy Haight spinning around.
He saved it.
Oh, but has everyone saved it? They're going 3 wide. Look at this mess. Look at this gaggle. Oh my God.
4 or 5
what
wide.
What is going on right now, and how did they save that?
How did everyone not crash right there? They were 5 wide down the backstretch.
I mean, A+ effort to everybody there. That was, I don't know what happened, why it happened, and why it didn't happen, but
it looked cool.
It did. That will be a screenshot later in the post-race show. But back to what is actually happening live right now. Ronnie Osmer out by 1/4 of a second over Jordan Ashland. Jared Haggerty in 3rd. Brian Yazik in 4th. Mark Emerson in 5th. And all that has spread out the field just a little bit. We have Kurt Quist and Nick Curling, Mitch Brown. That is 6th, 7th, and 8th. Sam Maxwell all the way back to 9th now after that pit entry on his last stop. And then
Jared Mogard ended up going back to 18th for Jared Mogard.
And we know that. Look at 3 wide behind Mogard still. That's Michael Krobik, Zach Calloway, Pete Baskins. All of them were 3 wide, and they're still potentially going 3 wide. I thought the 195 of Robert Hill Jr., I thought he was going to try to split the gap there. He thought better of it. As we already have eclipsed the halfway point of this race, so second half of the race underway already. Again, a quick race here at Chicago. Jared Mogard trying to get in front of Trevor Brownlee, just hardly does so off corner number 2.
Mogard has quite a bit of front end damage. It looks like that happened on pit road.
Let's see here from the this camera here, you can see the right front damage, a little bit of buckle actually all over the front of that machine.
It looks like him and the 98 had contact on pit road, so that's what caused them to have so many issues getting into their boxes.
And that's what happens here at tracks when you have everyone down pit road. Obviously there is a no collision zone in the actual pit stall, but anything that happens on the actual pit lane, that's fair games for contact, and a little bit of issues there. But look up front, Evan. Jordan Ashland has gotten to the back bumper of Ronnie Osmer. No one's really competed with the 53 under green flag conditions, but we may have a battle for the lead.
Ashland going low through 1 and 2. Osmer way up top through 1 and 2, and we'll see who it works better for. Well, Ashland was better through the corner, but Osmer got to run down the branch stretch and pulled away a little bit. We'll see here through 3 and 4. Both drivers choosing to go down to the bottom lane. Ashland may be running a little bit higher. But out of 4, it looks like Ashland did get the better run.
Yes, he did. Not enough to get to the back bumper, but closes in by at least a few inches at the very least. Seeing 1 and 2 we are right now. Middle of the track for the 27, third groove for the 53. What does that equate to on corner exit? It equates to the 53 pulling away just by maybe a couple of feet.
See you through 3 and 4. Both drivers once again going down to the bottom lane. See who that works out better for this time. Last time Ashland got to run, it looks like he's going to get it again here. We'll see what the lap time is compared to here.
Yeah, we'll bring up the battle tracker. What was the gap last time by? What was the lap times? 2 100ths faster in the direction of the 27. Gap still about 1.5 tenths. And 27 gained a bunch there that time by. Gap has shrunken still.
This is where it gets hard to get by him because you need to get enough of a run, but actually the 27 got a really good run through 3 and 4. He's going to be taking a look underneath and down the front stretch. Those drivers ducking down onto the apron. 27 down on the inside of that 53 down into 1 and 2. 53 where he's wanting to be up there in that top lane, but they have some lap traffic. The 60 of Brandon Boyd has some damage up there in front of him.
And he doesn't get out of the way. He stayed right in the racing line there on the back straightaway. Leaders had to evade radically to the inside. They did so just fine. But still the battle continues. And Evan, I know you said that Osber was running the top, but he's not running the top. There still is some racing room out there if Ashland really wants to pony up and go for it.
I don't think that end too well. They probably end with him in the wall, but we'll find out. I haven't seen anyone up that high on purpose yet.
On purpose. I love how that addition had to be put to the end of it, but
here comes Ashland taking another look underneath him in 3 and 4. And he pulled up to the front nose of that 53 and pretty even runs out of 4, so that's going to really help the 27 to complete his move through 1 and 2. We'll see here if he can complete it. 53 out there in the third lane. Is that better, Corey? Calling it the third lane to the top?
Yeah, I mean, look at, there's an entire lane and a half up there. There's a little bit extra banking up there too, so I mean, sometimes you gotta live life on the wild side if it's gonna keep you in the lead or get you the lead. But here comes the 27. He got 3/4 of the truck ahead of the 53, but just that little 25% of the truck will get that 53 the momentum. He'll pinch him down, he'll pull back door to door, and here we go again.
See, once again, side by side through 1 and 2. And Ashland down on that very bottom lane, hugging that white line. Osmer should get the run down the branch stretch. Yes, he will. He may even be able to clear this time. Osmer's going to clear.
Yes, he will. So he'll hang on to the run at least for the time being. He'll hold off the challenge. English is hard, but here we come off corner number 4, completing lap number 53. Ashland still digging there. Jared Haggerty is slowly trying to close in on this battle. Right behind him is Brian Yazik. If these guys keep going, it's going to be four trucks going for the lead.
And 3 different lanes going there. Yazik and Ashland are the only 2 that were kind of running the same lane there. Both drivers were down on the bottom. Then we had Osmer up in the 3rd lane and Haggerty in the 2nd lane. But Ashland, he's a lot better through 3 and 4. Is he going to be able to clear here? No, he's not going to clear, but this is the furthest ahead he has been.
All the 53 needs to do is get to the right rear and just drag him on back door to door, and that's exactly what he did. Though the 27 had, as you said, Evan, he had good position. He nearly was clear. Is he clear enough to shut the door? He is. Well, no, he left it open. Here comes the 53.
He was barely close or clear enough to shut the door, but he chose not to. But he should be able to clear here in 3 and 4. Ashland's been quite a bit better here in 3 and 4, but they have a lap truck up there in front of him. But that's not going to hurt Ashland. He's going to take the lead, but Osmer going for the crossover all the way down to the grass. Now back up to the middle lane.
Watch out for the slower truck. That was a tight call, but look at that. Look at Osmer. He's not afraid. He tried so hard to get there. Not going to happen. Kreutz to the top of the track. 3 wide. Haggerty to the inside.
Haggerty's going to go around. Is he going to save it? No, he will not.
Caution in the air yet again. And let's see what happened there. Just that was a tough situation from all sides, it appeared. Kreutz is all the way to the top trying, oh, as the birds fly away. Kreutz trying so hard to stay out of the way there. And there was just
53 split up the track, and I don't think the 6 knew they were 3 wide there.
No, he was just to the inside. Kreutz is trying his hardest to stay out of the way. I can't really put too much blame on him there. It was just, as you said, I just don't think the 6 maybe expected that 3 wide situation they were in, and just contact from both sides, everyone trying to find their space, and back under caution yet again. And presumably should set up another set of pit stops.
And this could be for the final time, because they should not have to pit once again from here.
Yeah, it'll be about 24 to go. So I'm not going to say that, Evan. If there is another caution,
I said they shouldn't have to pit again.
Yeah, under green flag circumstances, but
they don't need to pit, but they probably will want to if a caution does come out.
Yeah, and that will most certainly bring out some interesting strategies if drivers decide to take 2, but that's a point we have yet to get to. We've seen pit road be a lot of trouble for a lot of drivers trying to get in their pit boxes.
And Maxwell overshot his stall there.
Mogard, what was he doing? Mogard just shot his stall by about 5 feet. That 00 is going to need to go back to a pit road boot camp after this race. I think he's missed every single time.
So who's going to win the race off pit road this time? Mark Emerson.
Yes, he did. Ryan Yazik stuck on in the even positions every single time. He's in that 4th spot, it appears. But Robbie Baskins did stay on the track in the 43. I'm sorry, in the 46 machine, rather. See if he's going to try to pit this time by. He was not scored as the leader, so there was no point for leading a lap yet.
Truck's pretty tore up in the front end, so he's probably going to come down pit road here.
Now, if he wants to lead the lap, though, he will need to stay out one more time. Otherwise, it is just a sponsor plug for him. Yep, he will not be scored as the leader.
As he brings that Universe Silverado down pit road.
There it is. So, Mark Emerson will be the leader of the race. And Ronnie Osmer...
Did he get a speeding penalty?
He is in 20th position. So we are going to assume, based on the fact that his pit stop was 26 seconds slower, well, 26 seconds.
He must have just been fixing damage, because he got hit pretty good in the left side from that 6.
Oh, apologies, folks. Something has happened here, so give me a brief moment while we get this stream back going. Apologies.
And we're back here on PTRTV on LSRTV after a few technical issues, but we're back green here at Chicagoland Speedway. Mark Emerson in the lead, Jordan Ashland in second.
Yes, he is. Again, sorry about that. I don't know what happened, but regardless, we are back here live. 27 of Ashland to the inside of Mark Emerson. This is for the lead here. 22 laps to go. Ashland to the inside. He's going to clear him off of corner number 4. Here we go across the stripe, taking yet another lap. You can see this battle going on and a gaggle behind him. Look at that mess going on for about 6th or about 10th on back.
Yeah, it's a mess from 10th on back. Kevin Mingus leading that mess there. And then behind him, we have John Kennedy, Tim Knott, Tyler Seville, and Jared Mogart back there.
Yeah, not sure how this is going to fare with this racing, and Mogart especially trying to get through the field. We know all the issues he's had tonight, but we're going back to the front of the field. Yazik and Quist, that's a battle for 4th going on right now. Well, what's going on?
Yazik, or did Quist just get by him then?
Yeah, the battle has just ceased. Yazik kind of dropped back just a little bit, but he's trying to get back to them here off of the corner. You can see he ran that inside groove, got right to the back bumper yet again. So Yazik's showing the speed and a little bit ahead of this. Here comes the 45 and Nick Curling. Best position he's been in all night, trying to go for 2nd underneath Emerson.
Out of 4, they're going to be side by side down the front stretch. Curling has the preferred lane for at least this part of the run. And the 22, I think, got a bit loose there. Caution out now. Big wreck on the front stretch.
Yeah, let's see here what's going on. We see Ronnie Osmer involved, dominating this race. Drops back in the field, stuck in a wreck, and you can see he was into the 21 machine of Scott Smith, made contact. Osmer spun right into the middle of the track. See the 5, oh my god, that is the 102 machine on his 2 wheels there, spinning through the front straightaway. That is Trevor Brownlee. But we are under caution yet again as this race enters its waning stages, and we only ran, what was it, about 8? I've lost my data, Evan. I think we've lost
8 laps.
8 laps, and we're going to have about a 15-lap shootout. So I would pit, but I'm going to believe that there's going to be some strategy calls.
I would definitely pit, but it's the question of 2 or 4 tires. I would take 4, but 2 tires could work.
It could.
We'll find out.
We will find out the hard way and the fun way, because, well, we get to watch.
It's not going to be the hard way for us.
Yeah, we just get to watch and enjoy.
It's going to be the hard way for the drivers.
That is very true. So 19 laps to go. We'll see what the how the debacle shakes out with pit road. Again, I want to apologize. I think we only missed about 4 laps there of racing. Stuff happens on the technical side that, you know, that hasn't happened to me in months, so I never would have predicted that. But look at this. 2/3 of the field comes down pit road. Only about 4 trucks staying on the racetrack.
Yeah, this is going to be fun to watch.
And by fun, do you mean deadly?
There's a possibility. We got Quist, Emerson, Curling, and Ashland staying out.
Yep, and then...
Or actually, we got Haight, Haggerty, and Mogart as well.
Oh, Mogart is in the pits.
Mogart's in the pits? Okay.
So it is the top
so Haight and
6.
Haggerty.
Yeah, it is 6 on the track. First one out is Clarence Bonner, who took 2 tires. Brian Yazik on 4. Jared Mogart on 2 tires in the 9th position now. And then it looks like everybody on back did take 4.
So it's going to be interesting to see how those 2 tires play out for Bonner and Beltman. Or Bonner and Mogart.
Yeah, where it wasn't a long enough run to cause, I mean, like, concern to the point where we're going to be worried if they're going to spin in front of the field, have no control of the trucks. I definitely think they will be at a disadvantage, but will they be better off than the guys who stayed out? Sometimes yes, sometimes no. I guess we're going to have to figure out.
This disadvantage for Mogart is going to be the front end damage, and then the fact that he has a car on 4 tires right in front of him. Because Yazik is right in front of Mogart and between him and Bonner, and he is on 4.
And the driver in the worst position right now possible is the 6 of Jared Haggerty. because he is the last driver that is in the conga line right now. He had a little bit of issue earlier in the race, and he is right behind everybody. Well, he's right in front, rather, of everybody who is on better tires than him. So,
and he's in the outside lane.
And he's in the outside lane on top of that. So you're gonna.
So I think the only thing more that could go wrong would be if he wrecked.
That is a very true statement. We have so right now, 27. The leader has been getting phenomenal starts in relation to the rest of the field, so I expect nothing else but that yet again.
Now, Corey,
Evan.
Ashwin and Emerson are teammates. Are they going to work together on this start to try and get the two of them to kind of gap the rest of the field?
I mean, that would be a team thing to do, but if you're Ashland, do you want your teammate going for the win and battling you? Do you want anybody?
From what we've seen in this race, it looks like Ashland has the better truck. He's faster right now. So he might help Emerson out to try and help Emerson get a few more spots.
If this was you and I right now, and you asked me for help right now, I'd say tough, bro. It's too late in the race. So, I mean...
Yeah, because you know I'd beat you.
Oh, roast. All right, we'll take that to the racetrack one of these days. And do you want to go Daytona 07 on the roof again?
Not that combination.
Oh, yeah, because who won that one?
Or Trucks at Martinsville, not that either.
Yeah. So,
how about a mile and a half?
Yeah, okay, you can have that one, bro. But here we come down the Brent stretch here at Chicagoland Speedway in Joliet, not Missouri, in Illinois, for a restart that will happen with 15 laps to go here. PTRTV on LSRTV, Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series. It is the Driven Designz 125. Has turned into a little bit of a shootout here. We've had some great racing throughout the event, and it's going to come down to a shootout. Will it come under green? Will we have more cautions and more strategy? We're going to have to find out together. Coming through corner number 3, coming through corner number 4, pace car will take the hard left. There it goes. Jordan Ashland will be the control truck. Here he goes early in the box. Green flag racing has begun again.
Him and Emerson work together on that start. They're going to be able to clear everyone else. So top 2 of Ashland and Emerson, and then there's a gaggle from third on back.
Yes, it is. Curling to the outside, Quist to his inside here, but the battle for the lead may be shaking up pretty shortly as Emerson is all over the back bumper of the 27. I think some team tactics were at play there. But Quist will clear for third. If he shuts the door in front of the 45 of Curly, he does do so. Brian Yazik on those 4 fresh tires. I believe he is the best positioned driver right now as the gaggle goes on behind them of drivers on 2 tires, no tires, going for positions.
Yazik now getting by Nick Curling, and then he's going to be trying to get by that 13 of Bonner. So is that the 13? No, that's the 94 of Quist.
Yeah, similar paint schemes here, a little bit confusing, but here comes Yazik to the inside of Nick Curling. That is for the 4th spot, and look at the blocking going on.
Car in the grass on the front stretch, but if he stays down there, there's not going to be a caution.
Yeah, I don't see anything queuing up just yet. I think that was Pete Baskins, maybe. He's really off the pace, don't have any other cues, but we go back racing, following it live. 3 wide down the back straightaway. Mogard to the top, Bonner and Mitch Brown to the inside.
Going down into 3 and 4. Bonner's going to back out of that situation, so that's going to leave Mogard and Brown side by side as Brown is sliding up the track out of turn 4. But Mogard is going to hang on to the spot 4 now, but they're still going to be side by side down the front stretch as Brian Yazik getting by Kirk Quist now into the 3rd.
Contact in the back of the pack there, but going back up front, Evan, what you were watching, 4th position, Brian Yazik getting himself...
Car around the back. Mogard.
Jared Mogard, we find him here. There he is. And oh, we have some calamity still going on there on the back straightaway. Oops, trying to find what's happening here. A lot of stuff going on here on the back straightaway. But we know Jared Mogard was a part of it, so let's just try to sift through the carnage here and try to find the scoring here on my screen, and we'll see what happened. See, we're down the back straightaway. Who is that? Jared Haggerty into the right rear of Haggerty. I'm sorry, Haggerty into the right rear of Mogard. Mogard
Like
spun around.
Haggerty got into the wall a little bit and bounced off of it down into Mogard.
And then there was a little bit of a net coating going on, and then, oh, there goes Sam Maxwell. He spun around. We have, who is that? Tim Knott and Clarence Bonner and Zach Calloway. So there's the whole junkyard there. But that puts us, Evan, we're going to be within 10 laps to go. Remember, the iRacing cutoff lap will be about 5 to go, so the race isn't necessarily over in terms of the caution flag. But most all drivers choosing to stay on the speedway.
You can't lose track position right now.
Yeah, not unless everybody pits. You can't make that call, so we like to say it. I already know who you're going to pick, but I'm still going to give you first choice. Take your pick.
Yeah, I was like,
darn it.
Hey, you could have picked first and you could have taken him.
I know. So, there's nobody else in the top 6 that is on fresh tires. So, it'll take a Herculean feat for Mitch Brown, or also a Herculean feat by Ashland or Emerson, or just some more carnage. But
I think Ashland could be able to hang on to it because he really wasn't losing too much time to Yazek there.
yeah, we'll see. I think that 55, especially where this is the first time that I can remember that Yazek's been on the inside groove. So he's finally going to be able to retain his position and get a run. He's going to be able to read that 27 and go exactly when he does. He's not going to have to play a guessing game.
But the 27 and 22, are they going to work together again to try and get it where Emerson can clear Yazek? Because if Emerson can clear Yazek, that is really going to help out Ashland.
That would, and we know how team tactics are. And team tactics, they run different manufacturers. I don't think I've seen that out of teammates in a while. But they are indeed teammates. That's what was throwing me off this whole time, is I saw different manufacturers, but they do run.
You didn't look at the paint scheme?
I looked at the paint scheme, but, you know, I saw the manufacturer, so a little bit of a manufacturer rivalry, but teammates nonetheless. Brian Yazek in that 55 Tundra. He is in 3rd. Kurt Quist in 4th. And Nick Curling in 5th. We have Jared Haggerty, Mitch Brown, Troy Haight, Kevin Mingus, and Andy Veltman in the top 10. A name I haven't said once tonight, so I'll just... League owner Jim Foose, he is in 18th position. I literally don't think we've said his name once tonight. So just give the league sponsor his moment in the see the Brant truck down the Brant stretch there. So Brant. Just
so many Brants.
So many Brants. I just can't.
You just can't Brant.
I can't. Yeah. I mean, I hope that there's enough. I think that we're clear licensing wise to say that because it's a track sponsor, right?
I would think so.
Yeah. I mean, iRacing got the sponsorship from all the licensing, so we'll say it. Just like it is, you can see the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles 400 on the outside wall right here, so we'll go with that too. But what we will also go with is 1 to go. Not sponsored by anything, so we don't have rights to say that. It is 8
1 to go is sponsored by 1 to go.
There you go. 27 to the inside, 22 to the outside. Yazek on the inside of row 2, Quist on the outside of row 2. Remember, Yazek, freshest tires of anybody in the top, well, the freshest tires of anybody in the top 5. Mitch Brown in 7th is also on 4 brand new tires, and from him on back, everybody on 4 fresh tires. Everybody else that we did not mention up front, well, they have a little bit of a disadvantage here, but we're going to come to 7 laps to go. Remember, iRacing cutoff lap is about 5 to go, so if this race is going to have a quick caution to get restarted, it's going to have to happen right away. But let's hope that doesn't happen. Let's hope that we can finish this race green and let it play out naturally and just see what happens here. Will we have another dramatic finish? Will we have another exciting finish? You're going to have to stay tuned. Coming through corner number 4 here, pace car, presumably for the final time tonight, takes that hard left turn. And you can see here already on the loud pedal, 27 and 22, kind of tag teaming that start as Evan predicted. Green flag in the air.
And the 22 being able to hold on to second. That is really going to help Ashland out, because now Yazik is not going to be right behind him. So we'll see here through 1 and 2 if Yazik can get the run out of 2 and try and get by that 22. I don't think it's going to be close enough yet. We'll see if he can get there in 3 and 4.
Chris tried to get to the right rear of Yazik, maybe trying to stall him on the inside there, but that was not a move that was going to work out for him. But coming through 3 and 4 here, Yazik, you can see him from the center off, just has a little bit more momentum, but where is he going to go with it? They're all going to go to the apron, and what's going to happen to 1 and 2?
Emerson trying to block low, but the 55 pushes that door open. Side by side for the second position through 1 and 2. Emerson sliding way up the track. That should allow Yazik to get by down the Brant stretch. We'll see here if he can get by him. Going down into 3 and 4 now. Yazik's going to clear him.
Fresh tires prevail as the 94 gets to the back bumper of Emerson as Yazik washes up the track, but enough of a gap there. Well, he will not fall back into the clutches of anybody. So he's going to have 5 more laps to get by Jordan Ashland on those fresher tires. He's going to have to make a move. A caution will end this race.
And Yazik getting a really good run through 1 and 2. And out of turn 2, he's getting a really good run on Ashland. He might be able to get him here in 3 and 4.
Yeah, you know Ashland is going to play hard defense here, and he's going to give it everything he has to try to get that 27 in victory lane, coming through and completing yet another lap, coming to 4 laps to go. Can he do it?
He really didn't gain too much through 3 and 4 there. We'll see if he does here through 1 and 2. You can see right there, the 55 can just hook that white line, and he gains a ton of time there through 1 and 2. Taking a look down the back straightaway.
Here he comes all the way to the inside, blocking all the way to the apron is Brian.
On the back. That's the race. Jordan Ashland is going to win, I believe.
He's going to win it in a photo caution flag finish. But Justin Rector is, well, wrecked to the inside of the back straightaway, the Brant straightaway, amongst a couple of other drivers. Let's see what happened. I would love to say that I can time code up when the caution came out, but don't really have the power to do so. It looks like that was just some contact. Who was that truck to the outside? That was John Kennedy. Turns the right, well, turns into the right rear of Rector, and as we said, wrecks him on the straightaway. And I mean, I'm just going to go back and give it a shot. I don't think I'm going to be able to do it, but just to try to get a vague idea of how they were positioned on the back straightaway when that caution came out.
Just gotta look for the caution lights.
See right here, well actually there was no position at all. Oh, right there. You can see they were completely side by side, if anything a little bit of an edge, but of course we don't have a caution flag. We don't have a caution light anywhere at this point on the track, so we don't have a reference point. So Chicagoland, you need more caution lights. Yep, there it was. It was out of the picture. So that was the only way I was going to be able to time code that, and, well, it failed. So Jordan Ashland, on the assumption that he can complete 2 more laps under pacing conditions, will get the win tonight, and it'll be his second, yes, his second win of the season.
Ashland back in the 9th position in points. This should help him out to maybe gain a spot or 2.
He did win at Dover on May 1st. That was his other win of the season, so he will chalk another one up at Chicagoland in, say, about 2.5 miles at this point on the speedway of pacing action. We did, actually, since our little crash there, I can't give you the exact caution count, but I'd have to gather it was about 6 here tonight.
7 for 26 laps.
Oh, well, there we go.
You're close.
I was. Now this is the white flag lap, sponsored by insert sponsor here, for the 27 of Jordan Ashland at a whopping 64 miles an hour behind the Mustang pace car. Up front for 27 laps in that number 27, and that will turn into a number 28 once he does cross the stripe for this checkered flag lap in a matter of moments. Brian Yazik has had a great season and just comes home just a little bit short. Remember, at Gateway last week, he was leading the race in the final stages, but just fell back and just, well, actually, no, he made that bobble, I think, in turn 1 and 2 that cost him the win. And he just literally needed this race to go green for about another quarter of a lap. And that 55 would have been the victor, but that was not the case.
Coming out of 3 and 4 now. Coming around to take the checkered flag out of 4 now on the front straightaway. And at 65 miles an hour, Jordan Ashman is going to take home the win here at the Chicagoland Speedway, and Brian Yazik is going to come home in second, and Mark Emerson in third.
So a good race put on here tonight by the American Sim Racing Series guys. Unfortunately, we didn't get to see it play out the way we wanted to, but hey, that's what happens sometimes here in the simulated racing world. So again, congrats go to Jordan Ashland on his drive with that number 27 machine. Just got to wait a minute or two here. We'll go to a quick break and get ready for the post-race show. So stay with us, please.
It was going to be over the top, because it blew my mind just the work and making sure the car itself was legit. This sport has been around a long time. The competition can't be replaced, and that's what brings people back to the racetrack week in and week out.
I grew up in Northern California. My parents were just really big race fans and took my sister and I to, sprint car races pretty much every Friday and Saturday night. So I did outlaw kart racing from 7 till I was 14. And then that's when I got into 360 and 410 wing sprint cars. There's just something about dirt racing that's just, you can't get anywhere else. I enjoy going back to race them whenever I can. I get to run, about 20 to 25 dirt races a year and try and, put on a show every time I'm there.
Battle for the lead. Kyle Larson to the inside of Shane Stewart. Slide job, no. Larson unable to complete the pass. He'll follow Shane Stewart down the back straightaway. Stewart makes the move to the inside of Craig Kinsler. Kyle Larson goes around the outside out of turn 4. You've got a new race leader. Kyle Larson from ninth leads on lap number 23.
I'm probably just a little more relaxed, I guess, at the dirt track just because it's for fun. Where the NASCAR stuff, it's points racing and a lot bigger sponsors and stuff you have to please and all that. You're there for 3 days a week, so your approach is a little bit different there. Where sprint cars, you're there for 5 or 6 hours and moving on to the next racetrack. So I've been on iRacing, I think, since
And we're back here on PTRTV on LSRTV. Chicagoland Speedway, we just had the Driven Designz 125 just conclude itself. Victory going to Jordan Ashland. So before we start interviews rather, let's give you the final rundown of tonight's race. Jordan Ashland leading 28 laps, won this race. Brian Yazik in second, Mark Emerson in third. Then we have Kurt Quist and Mitch Brown rounding at the top 5. Jared Haggerty, Nick Curling, Troy Haight, Kevin Mingus, and Tyler Seville, your top 10.
And Andy Veltman coming home in 11th, Jay Grace Jr. in 12th, Robert Hill Jr. in 13th, Robbie Baskins in 14th, Jim Foose in 15th, and then rest of the top 20, we have Chris Owens, Scott Holler, John Kennedy, Scott Smith, and Michael Krobik.
21st through 30. In 21st was Brandon Kreutz, Tommy Cannon in 22nd, Justin Rector in 23rd, Clarence Bonner in 24th. Then we have Jason Stewart 25th, Pete Baskins in 26th, Zach Calloway 27th, Trevor Bromley, Sam Maxwell, and Jared Mogard all the way back in 30th.
Rest of the field, we have Tim Naughton 31st, Ronnie Osborne 32nd, Brandon Boyd 33rd, Stephen Tremblay 34th, Kenny Baker 35th, and Mark Cohn in 36th.
And everybody else did not take the grid here tonight, so that is the final rundown of the results. So let's start the interview process. Evan has caught up with the third place finisher, Mark Emerson.
So Mark, you come with the third place finish here at Chicagoland Speedway. What are your thoughts after this race?
It was a pretty caution-fest race, I have to say. I mean, we didn't get too much green flag racing. I think 20 laps was our most green flag run we had. I was pretty slow for most of that race. I don't think I had any business being in the top 5, but we got lucky with these pit stops. I made up tons and tons of time in the, during cautions under pit road.
Yeah, it seemed like there at the end, you and your teammate Ashlyn were working together trying to time those restarts. Was that the case?
Yeah, we were both definitely timing the restarts. We were both in the same chat, so we knew when he was going, and when I was in the lead, I let him go past. I knew he was faster than me. I didn't want to hold him up.
Yeah, so is there anyone you would like to thank or give a shout out to here at Chicago?
My teammate Jordan Ashland for getting first place. Congratulations. You guys for doing the broadcast, and Jen Foose for hosting this league and all these races.
All right, thanks for talking with us, and congrats on your third place finish.
Thank you.
Now, Corey has got with second place finisher, Brian Yazek.
All right, Brian, it seems to be a familiar sight here, but unfortunately in second, you needed this race to go green, maybe another 500 feet, and that 55 would be in victory lane, but another second here tonight. What are your thoughts after this race?
Oh, you know, it's a good points day. You know, I just wish that, I don't know, I wish they wouldn't have wrecked for 18th or whatever, because that mattered a whole lot, but I don't know, what are you going to do? It's big time online auto racing, so you're going to get stuff like that, but all in all, really solid night for HPP Tundra, for Loud Pedal Motorsports. You know, we're keeping the regular season points deal going, so that's pretty cool. You know, really just couldn't get the track position. Passing was real tough. You really needed kind of a longer run, and that's where I felt we were really strong, was probably like 15 laps on. But, you know, then we'd get to 20 laps and the caution would come out, and the pit road wouldn't work with us. So, I don't know, just one of those nights.
Yeah, one of those nights, but when one of those nights turns into a second, I mean, you can only fret on it so much, man. So, again, we're getting used to talking to you in second, but we got to start talking to you in victory lane more. I know you'll work on that. So, who do you want to give your shout-outs to tonight?
Yeah, I'll work on that, Corey. Just shout out to you guys and Jim at ASRS for all the stuff that he does and puts on and half the time deals with for all of us to come out here and run every Tuesday. Sam Maxwell for putting his name on the series. HPP Simulation for putting the name on my trucks and my cars and everything I drive. Loud Pedal Motorsports. We almost got another one, but. All in all, like I said, solid night, good points day. It's hard to be upset about a second place finish, but we'll move on and we'll regroup after the 4th of July break next week and try and get another one.
Yeah, we'll see you. We'll be at Kentucky, and then we'll be hitting some dirt after that, so you'll have to get ready for that, and we'll be ready and watching. So again, congrats, and like I said, we'll be talking to you.
All right, sounds good. Have a great one, guys.
Now Evan has caught up with the victor of tonight's race, number 27 machine of Jordan Ashland.
So, Jordan, you come with the win here at the Chicagoland Speedway. What are your thoughts after this race?
I thought it was a good race. A little too many cautions, but it was a good night for cold-blooded racing.
Yeah, you and your team are working together there at the end to try and gap Yazek and them on those restarts. Do you think if that stayed green, do you think you would have had anything to hold him off, or do you think he would have got by you?
No, he was just too fast. He was just about to pass me for the lead. By the end of the lap, got me cleared. He was just too fast on the tires.
Yeah, we saw a few drivers struggling on the long runs there. How were the trucks handling out there? It kind of seemed like they were a little bit tight.
Didn't get much of a long run, but what I felt coming off of turn 4 on the longest run was the longest runs we had. It did get a little loose, but it did get a little tight off turn 2. What I felt.
All right. Well, is there anyone you would like to thank or give a shout out to after your win here at Chicago?
I'd like to thank Jim Foose, putting on a good league. I'd like to thank Mark for working with me. Brian for a good race at the end. Tom Giannini. Everyone who. Guys.
All right. Well, thanks for talking with us, and congrats on your win here at Chicago.
Thank you.
And a little bit of technical issues there on the mic with Jordan Ashland, so we missed a little bit of what he had to say, but we got the gist of it, I do believe. So, and congrats to him on the win, and we obviously gave you the final rundown already. So we're just going to round out tonight's broadcast with the PTRTV side of things and our sponsor shoutouts. Want to give a quick shout out to Air Movement and Fabrications, to Cruz Custom Graphics, to iBog iRacing Overlay Graphics. Our broadcast cameras are brought to you by TrackCams 4 Gourmet, so take a look at his work, trackcams22.com. Again, we brought you tonight's coverage of the Sam Maxwell Customs ASRS Truck Series here as a PTRTV on LSRTV special presentation. We'll be bringing you the Hardline Racing League on our channel, PTRTV, in a couple weeks' time. I'm going to be off for a little bit, so you're going to want to stay tuned till, actually, we're going to be bringing you content next week because of the 4th of July holiday, so it's going to be a little bit of a break. You'll catch us here on LSRTV, I believe, the week of the night, so stay tuned for that, for some Integrity Racing League in the ASRS series. But of course, stay tuned to LSRTV for all of their normally scheduled content. Don't miss any of the action. Signing out of the booth here tonight is Corey Silva, Evan Black, and we had Joe Chris helping us behind the scenes. Have a great night, everyone, and we'll catch you next time.
Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.